Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome and vanakkam. I am your AR. Once again, welcome you all, my dear loving students and my juniors and all the viewers. Once again, welcome you in the happiest morning. Today, let us see the 12th standard English. We are going to see 12th standard English, Unit 2, Prose, A Nice Cup of Tea, written by George Orwell. Written by George Orwell. 12th standard English, Unit 2, Prose, lesson name A Nice Cup of Tea, written by George Orwell. A nice cup of tea. Tea. Eric Arthur Blair. The finishing rhyme is E. A is silent in T. E. Tea. The other is Eric Arthur Blair. But he is well known by his pet name George Orwell. He is well known by his pet name George Orwell. He was an English poet. He was an English poet. He was born on 25th June 1903. George Orwell. I mean, we are going to see about the author. George Orwell. He was born on 25th June 1903 and he had gone away from the world about 21st January 1950. 21st January 1950. Over a period of 47 years. Over a period of 47 years, he traveled around the world. By dint of his hard work, he is well known to all the people of the world. He is well known to all the people of the world. His works are very famous. He was a novelist, a dramatist, an essayist, and also a critic. And also he was a journalist also. He was a journalist also. Okay, in such a way, he go through so many fields. And his works are very famous. In his work, we are able to see about his social awareness. The social inequity feelings. And also, he criticized the totalitarianism. He criticized the totalitarianism, and also he is the candid support of democratic socialism. A candid support. Candid means clear. Write down. Candid means clear. He is a candid supporter of the democratic socialism. In 2008, the Times, the daily paper of England, UK or Britain. In 2008, the newspaper daily made a survey. In that survey, that newspaper concluded that amongst the 50 topmost writers, George Orwell or A Nice Cup of Tea. The original name is not George Orwell, it is a nickname, but the original name of that George Orwell, A Nice Cup of Tea, is Eric Arthur Blair. Students, let us enter into the lesson now. A nice cup of tea. Tea. It is the energy giving drink. Tea is the energy giving drink. Wherever we ask a person to relax with some beverage, they casually or normally, suddenly, they are able to say that you want tea. You want tea. It is also a part of civilization. It is also a part of civilization all over the world. All over the world, most of the people like tea to recharge them, or to refresh themselves. It is a part of civilization in countries such as England, ERIE, Ireland, then Greenland, and also Australia. It is a part of civilization, drinking a cup of tea. Okay. Some persons may like coffee or some other cool drinks, some other habits to recharge themselves. But all over the world, in the wilder world, if we want to survey, tea is the most important beverage for most of the people. A Nice Cup of Tea by George Orwell is first published in the London Evening Standard on 12th February 1946. The author blamed the cookery book for there is no part or there is no pages in the cookie book about the recipe of making tea, so that he is discussing, George Orwell is discussing about to give how to make a nice cup of tea. The craft, how to make. He discusses, and also he submitted 11 points. And he also considered each one as his golden rule. The golden rule of making a cup of tea. One should choose Indian or Ceylonese tea. Though the Chinese tea has some virtues. Virtues means admirable qualities. Though the Chinese tea has some virtues, there is no much stimulation in it. Further, in the Chinese tea, there is no wiser, braver, or optimistic. Antonyms: pessimistic. Optimistic synonym: positive. Antonym: negative. Okay, like this. Okay. Though the Chinese tea is having some virtues, there is no such stimulation in it after drinking. So the author told the tea lovers to drink India or Ceylonese tea. Secondly, tea should be made in small quantity in a tea pot. Tea should be made in small quantity in a teapot. The tea made in urns, big vessels. Made in urns is tasteless. So the author told the tea lovers to prepare tea in small quantity in teapot. Sometime in the army camp, the armies are preparing the tea in big urns. Or cauldrons. Cauldron means a big vessel used for boiling tea or water. Used for boiling. Used for boiling. If you use that big pot or urns to use the boiling of tea or water, it will create tasteless firstly. On the other side, it will create some grease smell or whitewash smell. So that he asked the people to avoid making coffee in the cauldron, and also advised the people to make tea in the teapot itself. Thirdly, the pot should be warmed beforehand. Better done by placing it on the hob. Thirdly, the pot should be warmed beforehand. முன்கூட்டியே அந்த பாத்திரத்தை வந்து நம்ம சூடு பண்ணிடணும். Fourth point is that the tea should be strong. The fourth point is that the tea should be strong. One strong tea is better than 20 weak ones. One strong tea is better than 20 weak ones. So that the other exposes the people to make strong tea to take. The old people are year after year, the aged people wanted to have the tea somewhat stronger and stronger and stronger. Especially the old age pensioners wanted the tea to be strong. The fifth point is that the tea is poured to the pot straightly. The fifth point is that the tea is poured into the pot straightly. One does not use muslin bags or any other strainers or any other devices to imprison the tea. The fifth point is that the tea must be put into the pot straightly. Never uses any strainers or muslin bags or any other devices to imprison the tea. The sixth point is that one should take the teapot to the kettle. One should take the teapot to the kettle and not the other way. One should take the teapot to the kettle and not by the other way. The water should be boiling at that time or at the moment of pouring the tea. The water should be boiling. After making the tea, one should stir it well. Or after pouring the tea into the pot or into the kettle, one should shake the pot well so as to settle the leaves down or at the bottom of the utensil. The eighth point is that one should use to drink the tea in the cylindrical shape of tumbler or any other utensil or vessel. The tea drinking glasses or cup must be in cylindrical shape, not in flat or broad shape, because only in the cylindrical shape the tea is saved to be hot for some time. In the flat, the tea is not hot for so much time, so that if the users wanted to take the tea, it will be waste. The ninth point is that one should remove the cream of the milk. One should remove the cream of the milk before using it for tea, because the cream of the tea is always giving a cream smell, a bad smell. It also overthrows the taste of the tea. It occupies the creamy thing, occupies the taste of the tea, and also it overthrows the taste. So one must use to remove the creamy before using it for tea. Tenthly, the tea should be poured into the cup. I have already told you that the cup must be in cylindrical shape so as to keep the warmth for some time. Lastly, tea should be drunk without sugar. Lastly, tea should be drunk without sugar, because if we add sugar, it will change the taste of the tea. It will change the reality of the tea. So, the author George Orwell asked or told to the world people, those who are the lovers of tea, not to add sugar in the tea, because it spoils the taste of the tea. Finally, George Orwell concludes that. Finally, George Orwell concludes that if we use drinking tea without adding sugar for a fortnight. Fortnight means a period of 2 weeks. Just like decade means a period of 10 years, like that. Fortnight means a period of 2 weeks. If we use tea or if we drink tea for a period of fortnight or for 2 weeks, then automatically we are depending or we are arresting for not using the sugar afterwards. You will never want to ruin the tea by adding sugar. By adding sugar, you will reject or you will hate the adding of sugar, because the adding of sugar always make the tea like a hot water. Adding sugar, like a hot water, adding sugar. Further, he also concluded that he is the least person, for he is having no support at all in the worldwide level, because mostly all the people are using the tea by mingling or by mixing sugar. So that George Orwell conclude that he has no support at all. He has no support at all. But normally tea without sugar is better for health than any other else. In such a way, he concluded the lesson, a nice cup of tea. Okay, students, now we saw the 11 points and generally about the author and also about the conclusion. Further, each and every point depend upon 1-2 mark question. If you listen me carefully, you are able to do all the 2 marks within that. Later, I will send you the paragraph for this lesson. Here, there are 2 paragraphs in this lesson, but I mingled both the 2 paragraph ideas into one. I will send it to you by night or next day morning. Wish you all the best. Until then, see you. Bye bye. Ever your AR. Wish you all the best.